Caden Honeycutt in the 11. The Magic Mile. Final race of the regular season at New Hampshire. Green flag in the air, and we are underway with race number 18.
Whoa. It's a mess back in the pack, wasn't it, Regan? Those guys squirming all over the place.
Yeah, a little bit of a checkup there. Everybody had to make evasive action, and early yellow flag there.
Yeah,
oh,
the
man.
33 gets around. That's a new driver this week, Luke Baldwin, switching to the 33, replacing Frankie Muniz. And this is right off the start of the race.
Yeah, the leaders just didn't go when those other guys felt like the line was rolling, and it just stacked up in the back.
Yeah, and I'd be curious, too. I didn't notice a lot of damage on the nose of Jake Garcia's truck, but that's where it looked to have started as Jake Garcia seemed to get into the back of when the initial checkup happened there. He got into the back of the one truck of Gavin Bichelle, and man, that was some substantial contact, and as you see for Luke Baldwin, very unfortunate.
Right, coming out of 4 here. And here we go as the drivers approach the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone. Green flag back in the air early on here at New Hampshire in the regular season finale.
Great start there on the outside by Layne Riggs, but dive bombed. Zilisch took a look down low.
And Zilich's opportunity to do that came because Caden Honeycutt looked like, can't tell if he spun the tires or what, but maybe a little spin the tires on that start that got him checked up just a little bit.
Running just inside the top 20 as they go 3 wide.
That's going to be kind of, yeah, there it is.
Lewis around and spins into the wall, into the turn.
Yeah, that was not a good look there. Landon just cut down really low on John Hunter, and I think John Hunter said, I'm here.
In this regular season finale on FS1. Christian Eckes. Pace car pulls off. Back up to speed and back under green here at New Hampshire. And again, a good restart by that 34 of Layne Riggs on the outside.
And we just continue to see that inside line just have a little bit of trouble getting going. That happens at New Hampshire so often. That's why you see Layne Riggs keep choosing that outside line. Is Michael 3 wide again every restart. Well, we're trying to match that right now with the start of this race so far, and what Caden Honeycutt's fighting right now is exactly what you have to be careful of in New Hampshire. Tried to make a move on the 71 of Connor Zilisch, couldn't complete that move, but then what took place was Daneil Hemric saw an opening to get to the outside. He was able to get to the outside, roll that momentum. We'll have to see if Caden can find a way to clear him to save that position.
Look at that. He gets it done.
Well done, yep.
In 5th place to begin the day.
What
There's
about
Christopher Bell. A lot of good moves early on for him.
Wow, he's got a fast truck. He's climbed up the biggest mover so far. You see right down on the bottom of the racetrack. He's made a statement here, driving up inside, battling for a spot inside the top 10 here.
With Jake Garcia, the 98, who's just on the wrong side of the bubble to begin the day.
Almost wondered if he was going to look 3 wide right there again for a moment.
We got a bright yellow one, a bright green one, and a bright orange one.
Wouldn't be the first time he tried to squeeze through the middle in the first part of this race, that 5 of John Hunter.
Look at that big push. John Hunter gives to Friesen on the outside, hoping to use the momentum on the outside to get his way around.
It's extreme focus at all moments as you see Daneil Hemric continuing to battle with Caden Honeycutt. We've seen them side by side a couple times. Tries to get right up to the quarter panel down the straightaway there. Stall out Caden Honeycutt just a little bit, and you'll see him do the same thing right here. You might wonder why so close. Well, it's because it helps pull that truck to the outside back just a little bit, gives you that momentum, and now he should be able to clear right here. Use a little bit more of that racetrack, drive up the track some, and he's going to do that. And
the top 10 finished 7th.
That race at North Wilkesboro was just amazing for that 38 truck.
And Chandler, one of those trucks in practice, when we looked at the lap times from yesterday, lap times looked really good. Qualifying didn't go quite how they wanted it to go, though, and my understanding was that they had gotten a little bit too aggressive into turn 1, perhaps lost just a little bit of time in turn 1 and qualified further back than what they thought. But
Trying to get the best of John Hunter here.
yeah, I think if you're right now, if you're Caden Honeycutt, as you're out there and you're falling back right now, crew chief Scott Zipadelli's got to be thinking right now, let's just stay out, see if we can nurse this to the end of the stage. I know there's still 12 laps to go as Justin Haley completes that pass on John Hunter Nemechek now. But
of the youngster Tristan McKee, just 16 years of age, a top 10 in his Truck Series debut at Richmond last week,
and continues to impress. Tristan's ability to learn a racetrack, to learn these trucks, how they operate, where you need to be on, you know, each track with them, and he's been doing that at a high level. And not only the trucks, everything he's raced, he's done that at a high level, continuing that again today. I mean, here we are almost at the end of stage 1, and Tristan McKee running in 6th place. Michael just continues to impress with his ability.
On the Cup side,
to Hendrick Motorsports in 2028, and that 48 going to replace Alex Bowman after next season.
and now we're going to come to the green and white checkered in that 71 truck.
Out of turn number 4, you said it, Michael. Good week, good day so far for the 71 truck. And the driver, Connor Zilisch, takes stage number 1 here at New Hampshire in the final race of the regular season here in 2026.
And when I talked to Layne Riggs earlier yesterday about what was left to do in the regular season with 5 wins already, he said, I just want that #1 seed to have momentum into the chase. He's still a couple baby points away from it, but he's feeling really tight in dirty air. There will be some air pressure and wedge adjustment for who was the pole sitter. Josh?
For Connor Zilisch in that 71, he said he might be a hair free, but said I wouldn't do any adjustments here until we need him later on. For the 19 of Daneil Hemric, they're having some communication issues with the headset, and he also said I could use to be a touch freer, a minor air pressure adjustment in addition to 4 tires and fuel for the 19.
Thank you, guys. The race off pit road, Jake Garcia. You got it, +8 off pit road for the new leader, Jake Garcia, who takes him back to green. The start of stage number 2 with Layne Riggs on his inside.
2 tires for Garcia. That's interesting. We didn't see a lot of tire fall off. Those lap times I talked about. Whoa, look at him squeeze up the hill. Are they 4 wide?
4 wide with Christopher Bell down on the apron, and he gets sideways.
Hot dog. That was crazy.
Do his best job on that restart to keep position, because if you lose position on 2 tires, it's going to make it much more difficult. By Jake Garcia being able to keep that position as they string out, those tires are going to start kind of equalizing out just a little bit, right? And they're not, the trucks behind them, as we see a battle for second right now here between teammates, those trucks are going to wear their tires out just a little bit. This couldn't be a better restart right now for Jake Garcia than what he's having.
Bell's just been passing every time we put him on camera. He's making a move somewhere, and he's around Ruggiero there and grabs that spot.
Well, and you want to know the importance of restarts, right? We saw Christopher inside basically trying to make it 4 wide on the front row coming off of turn 2 on the restart, but when he got checked up, he lost a bunch of positions right there.
Up the air pressures in that truck, so it would fire off faster in this stage. But I talked to Chandler prior to the weekend about just how chase ready this team is, and he said we are absolutely ready to rip. It'll be one of our trucks that you will see battling for it in Miami, but also wanted to point out that he's had a ton of fun and loved the experience that he's had in the Truck Series. Maybe we'll see him back up for a couple races next year with front row, but said that he's voiced his opinion on who he wants to see in the 38 next year. Time will tell, guys.
Top 10s, and right now he runs second behind our leader, Jake Garcia, in the regular season finale here at New Hampshire to decide the field for the chase on FS1. And
look,
man, battles for the lead. It's Chandler Smith just talking about him, goes to the bottom and goes around the 98 of Jake Garcia.
you know, if you're going to do some de-icing, you see up into the wall goes Spencer Boyd in the 76 truck.
Tyler came over the radio reporting an issue with the rear brake, so they're going to take a look at the right rear brake, change the tires on that side, see if they need to change the left rear brakes as well. But he said, I have a very little amount of brakes. It feels like it might be a slow bleed, that is. So they're going to check it out. They said they may have to take a penalty if that's what they need, but they need to fix the problem right now, guys.
He began the day with a final spot in 10th for the chase, and right now he would be out. Still a lot to be settled, but they're going to fix it now.
Yeah, and there you saw the crew member that kind of poked his head underneath that right rear wheel well and then got underneath the truck as well. He's checking both brake calipers, and on the right side, he said it looked good. So we'll have to see. I don't see them reaching for any tools to do anything. And I guess that's a good news, bad news situation for Tyler Ankrum.
Chandler Smith in the 38, Jake Garcia in the 98. Back under green here at New Hampshire.
You saw Jake Garcia, just like we've seen that inside line all day long, spinning the tires. That's not abnormal. We're going to continue to see that, but he was able to get a nice push from Layne Riggs, and look at these guys.
Look at
Zilisch all over the place.
Zilisch almost all the way to the outside of our leader. Now he's going to the bottom. 71 truck is stout.
And that's the worst case scenario for the field, right? Let the 71 to Connor Zilisch. We saw how good he was. Right now, Chandler Smith's not going to let him have it quite that easily, but don't let him get out front. Don't let him get that clean air if you can avoid it.
And give a nod of the hat to Garcia. You can see Bell. We've talked about him all day, making his way to the front. He gets up there with the Zilisch truck. We'll see which one of those guys are better.
And I really think, Michael, now as as things are starting to shake out, and you look at the top four.
Boom. I like that, don't you, Regan? Will you do that at Bristol?
I hope not. I certainly hope not, as we see right here, Layne Riggs catching back up to Christopher Bell and completing that pass right now. And as we're getting the laps on the tires, we saw that first run. I thought Christopher Bell maybe would be working his way forward just a little bit more right now, and not quite playing out the way that I think we would have anticipated with him having that track position.
The 1 second lead, Connor Zilisch in the 71. Spire Motorsports, pretty impressive. He won stage 1, and now in stage 2, stretching things out on Chandler Smith out of 3 and 4. And in the 2 races at New Hampshire with stages, the winner swept stages 1 and 2. We'll see if that holds true as Connor Zilisch takes stage number 2.
Yeah, and Chandler Smith is the first truck in getting his service done. They wanted to be a little tighter for this last little haul in stage 3 as we finish off the rust. He was a runner-up here last year, Josh.
The 71 of Connor Zilisch, he was a hair tight during that run. His biggest concern is whether anybody was gaining on him. No adjustments for the 71. As far as the 98, it'll be 4 tires and fuel. They do not want to make any chassis adjustments. They want to see how this truck runs now with 4 fresh tires, guys.
Friesen +9 off pit road.
Whoa, strategy coming into play.
About the great storylines on the bubble here in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series regular season finale, and disaster moments ago for the 98 of Jake Garcia on pit road.
Yeah, and we noticed as we were going to break that he lost a lot of positions on pit road. And this is going to tell the story as to why, but not only did he lose a lot of positions, take a look at that right front tire. That right front tire is outside of the pit box right there. The pit stop was slow, a 21-second pit stop for him. Fell all the way back to 19th, didn't return to the track around the trucks that he was running around. On top of that, it's a tail end of the longest line penalty on this restart, Michael, after having that happen. So a lot of things going wrong for Jake Garcia right now. This thing, it just got flipped upside down again. Man.
What about Mike Christopher Jr. up on the front row? Stewart's having a good moment right now.
Coming to green, the start of stage number 3. The control truck is the 52 of Stewart Friesen as they fan out 4 wide.
Of course they will. We knew we'd get to say that sometime today. Look at that mess. Differing strategies always makes for some exciting racing on the restarts.
With 5 wins, including 2 races ago.
And there you have it, the 26th regular season champion. Oh, and we got a caution.
Don't get to celebrate it long, unfortunately, Michael. Caution is out with 55 to go. John Hunter Nemechek is involved here with the 56 truck of Timmy Hill.
Look at this mess. Something happened ahead of Hill. Nemechek was around, and then Chris Wright with nowhere to go.
Regan just tossed his pen, kind of just, where do you go from here?
He's had all he can stand right now.
Coming back to green here at New Hampshire. It'll be 47 to go in the regular season finale.
Fanning out, as we've seen all day long.
Layne Riggs in the 34. Back out to the lead. It's Gray in the 15 who runs second, and Friesen in the 52 holds on to third.
The truck I'm looking at, you see the 17 of Gio Ruggiero right there, able to clear his way into third. A very good restart for him as he got down into turns 1 and 2, was able to go really low.
Connor Bosak looks good in the 7 truck gunning for a top 5 spot here, working on Gray.
Oh, spin.
It's a spin for Christopher Bell, running up inside the top 10 in the 62, and caution is out.
He just got turned in that traffic. Counting all that's going on in the sports world, watch this. You can see just it looked like maybe Chandler thought Bell would stay up a little bit. Bell was driving to the bottom. Their paths crossed.
And maybe even overcooked the corner just a little bit there. And you know, something, these tires haven't had a ton of laps to build up fully to air pressure under green, right? I'd hate to think he was on the splitter at that point there. He was down quite a ways on the racetrack, and I mean, there's no denying what happened, right? The 38 got into the 62, and just curious as to how we got to that point. I think we got some radio from Chandler Smith right here.
Go apologize to them. I have 0 front tires, dude. This thing don't turn in a 20-acre freaking field down, man.
And there's our answer. We know what happened.
It wouldn't turn, he said.
So front row with their 2 trucks in the top 10. Riggs, the control truck, has got the lead. Gunning for his 6th win of the season. He's already clinched the regular season title here in 2026. Back under green here in New Hampshire.
Nice launch there for Gio on the bottom. You see him laid back just a little bit and was able to anticipate the start. Can he hold that 2nd spot? Friesen's trying to grab it away.
91 of Christian Eckes, and maybe even going to get up side by side with his teammate too.
That's good running right there. And by the way, up front, Stewart Friesen, last time by, was the 2nd fastest truck on the track. So he's stabilized. He's hanging right there in the 3rd spot. Saw Tristan McKee up on top of the screen, battling inside of Stewart, got loose. Luckily kept it off of Stewart.
In his truck debut at Richmond last week, the 16-year-old Tristan McKee finished 8th. He qualified well this weekend, and he's in 4th at the moment.
Now all of a sudden Stewart's got another truck right in front of him. That affects the handling. Well, just shortly behind them is a whole nother flock of trucks that'll be bearing down on Stewart Friesen in a moment. Meanwhile, on the bottom of the screen, Jake Garcia, while he's in a hornet's nest of traffic right now trying to make his way through, he has a lot of trucks around him. He's only 4 or 5 points out right now as he sits there, but he can see those points. And every time Stewart Friesen loses a position, he has to pass less of those trucks. And I think right now I don't mind being Jake Garcia. I know you want to be Stewart and you want to be the guy in position that can fend him off. I think I want to go get it if I'm Jake Garcia, though.
Need that point. Need that position. There's 2 of them right out his windshield. There's going to be contact. Nice run there off turn 2. He's going to get it done.
Every position is a point, so another one right there for the 98 of Jake Garcia, up into 13th.
He's been able to make up a couple spots, so he's moved up to 25th, was as far back as 30th at one point, so he's doing everything he can. All 3 of these drivers are getting after it. I don't know what more you could ask for right now.
Friesen right now.
That's what these guys are giving.
That was the radio of the 52. Stewart Friesen, who runs 5th. Cannot give up the spot to Tristan McKee, and we've got a caution as the 1 of Gavin Moschel slams into the wall.
He was running inside the top 10. Oh.
It looks like he
got loose in. Wow, what a hit. Didn't look like there was any other truck on his back.
This looked like where the tire marks were from that, Michael. I mean, that started early, and it didn't look like he was able to really check any of the speed as it was heading to the wall either.
Tom Majeski was just ahead of him.
Pace car pulls down pit road. NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series overtime and a shootout in the regular season finale. Riggs on the outside in the 34. Ruggiero wraps the bottom in the 17, gunning for the win up front. And sideways for the 17 and around for Ruggiero. And caution will come out.
Oh, look at Ankrum. Just slid right through there.
Here we come for the 2nd overtime here in New Hampshire. In the regular season finale. Green flag back in the air, 2 to go.
Look at that mess.
Way
Ankrum
out
with
wide.
a big block.
Ankrum in the 18 all the way to the bottom. Right now he controls it for the final spot in the chase. It's Riggs out front, followed by Chandler Smith in the 38.
Holy cow, they made it. Can they do it again?
Honeycutt all the way back up to 3rd in the 11 and out gunning for 2nd on the bottom. Friesen right there in 4th.
Ankrum all the way down on the apron you saw back there.
Ankrum for the moment is +8 to the good, now +6.
Look at him losing those spots.
Oh, and there's a lot of trucks right there as well, close by.
Jake Garcia is right there, trying to jump his way into that final spot for the chase. Final lap here in New Hampshire. Three-way battle for the bubble. Meantime, it's Riggs out front. Out of turn 4, Layne Riggs in the 34 truck takes the checkered flag in New Hampshire, his 6th win of the season. Now who gets the final chase spot? Tyler Ankrum in the 18 secures it, finishing in 16th place and secures the final spot in the chase.